Welcome back to another episode of Fiction Kitchen, where we show you how to recreate food from books, TV, movies, and video games. For this month's episode, I'll be showing you how to recreate Michael Scott's The Works Pretzel that was featured in Season 3, Episode 5 of The Office in honor of National Pretzel Day on April 26. One of my favorite foods of all time is a soft pretzel, and since I'm on a gluten-free diet, I haven't been able to enjoy one for years, until today.
But on Pretzel Day, well, I like Pretzel Day.
To get started, make sure that all your ingredients are measured ahead of time so mixing can go quickly. You will want to use either a stand mixer or a hand mixer with the paddle attachment or dough hooks. To begin, add 3 cups of gluten-free flour or regular flour to your mixing bowl. Then add 1.5 teaspoons of xanthan gum to add elasticity to the dough. Next, add 1/4 cup of tapioca flour that will give some crispiness to the pretzel crust. Then add 1/4 cup of unflavored whey protein powder. This will help with the texture of the dough after baking. You will also need 1 full packet of instant yeast. Fleischmann's is what I use in most of my recipes. Then add 1/4 teaspoon of Cream of Tarter to help the dough expand. To get more rise out of the dough, add 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. And finally, add 1/4 cup of light brown sugar, making sure to remove any hard clumps. Now mix the dry ingredients on low for around 1 to 2 minutes, making sure all the ingredients are combined. Next, you'll add 2 to 3 teaspoons of kosher salt to help add some flavor. Then add 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter that have been softened to room temperature. You will also need to add 2 extra large room temperature egg whites, 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, and finally 13 fluid ounces of warm milk. Now mix everything on medium speed for 3 to 5 minutes. When the dough starts to stick to the side of the bowl, you'll know that it's mixed well enough. The dough should start to look roughly like cookie dough batter. Now get a clean mixing bowl and grease the inside with oil all around. Scrape the pretzel dough into the oiled bowl and then coat the top with more cooking oil. Now seal the bowl with plastic wrap tightly and allow it to proof in your refrigerator for anywhere between 1 to 5 hours. After this proof, we'll knead our dough before we form our pretzels. Using some flour, dust your workspace. Then, knead the dough for only about 1 to 2 minutes so as to not lose all the gases from the proof. Now we'll need to divide our dough into 10 equal balls. In the video, I used a digital food scale and measured out 4 ounces of dough for each ball. Once the dough is divided, it's then time to make the pretzel shape. To start, you're going to want to roll the dough ball a little bit more so it's round to begin with. Then dust your workspace and roll with your fingers 15-inch long ropes of dough. Make sure to start spreading your fingers out as you roll in order to pull the dough. Also, make sure you don't pause for too long as you're rolling. Once the dough rope is long enough, make a U shape. Then, twist the dough twice before pinching or tucking the ends in at the bottom. Carefully transfer the pretzel to a parchment-lined baking tray. Once you have all your pretzels formed, cover them with plastic wrap and proof them in the refrigerator again for 1 to 2 hours. Now, to get your traditional pretzel crust, we must first give our dough what's called a pretzel bath. In a large pot, boil 6 cups of water, then carefully add 1 tablespoon of baking soda and then 1 tablespoon of salt. Now carefully place your pretzel dough into the solution and bathe for 20 seconds. Then flip the pretzel over and bathe for another 20 seconds. For a more traditional Bavarian pretzel, you can use a food-safe lye solution for the bath instead. Our last step before baking is to coat each pretzel with melted butter. As you can see, some pretzels didn't make it through the bath, but they're perfect for making pretzel bites. Now in a 400-degree oven, go ahead and bake the pretzels 1 sheet at a time for 17 minutes.
So I'm just gonna have my soft pretzel, I'll get to work and I'm gonna be super productive. Look out for me!
You'll know that your pretzels are done once you see a golden crust and your house smells like a pretzel from the mall. Now you can eat your pretzel fresh out of the oven, or you can have it the Michael Scott way.
And we have 18 different toppings. We have sweet glaze, cinnamon sugar, chocolate, white chocolate, fudge, M&Ms, caramel dip, mint chip, chocolate chip, marshmallows, nuts, toffee nuts, coconut, peanut butter drizzle, Oreos, sprinkles, cotton candy bits, and powdered sugar.
Is there any way that you could do all of them?
The works, you got it.
All right, thank you.
For the works pretzel, start off with a sweet glaze, which is just powdered sugar mixed with some whole milk. Next is white chocolate. You can add them as chips, or like I did, melt them down in the microwave for melted white chocolate. Follow that up with some hot fudge topping, then some caramel sauce, chocolate sauce, cinnamon sugar, chocolate chips, M&Ms, mint chips, and I'm using Andy's mints that I broke apart into small bits. Now the peanut butter drizzle. I just picked up a squeezed bottle of peanut butter, but you can warm the peanut butter in the microwave for a few seconds to make it easier to drizzle. Then add some mini marshmallows, honey roasted peanuts, toffee nuts. I found Heath toffee chips in the baking aisle at my local store, some sweetened shredded coconut, crushed Oreos, and these are the gluten-free kind, some rainbow sprinkles, cotton candy bits, and for the final topping, I'm using white icing instead of powdered sugar, as I tend to always inhale powdered sugar by accident. once your works pretzel is done, I do recommend popping it into the microwave for about 20 seconds and then go ahead and enjoy. This fiction food is incredibly sweet. After 3 bites, I was completely sugared out, so I do recommend sharing it with others so you don't experience a huge sugar crash. Go ahead and try some other topping combinations. My mom really enjoyed a cinnamon sugar version, while my personal favorite combo was butter, salt, and hot nacho cheese. Thank you for watching another episode of Fiction Kitchen. We'll see you next time, makers.